So hi everyone, today in this video I'm gonna develop another approach to solve one of the most common type of problems that we face today. And so this is gonna be by applying the mental models that I've been saying and having a marathon talking about how they can be useful. Now we're gonna apply them in more type of practical solutions to solve the problems that people face. So I already expect you to help me by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos to make you a better person. And today we're gonna try to solve the high availability of instant pleasures, and so we're gonna try handle them in a way that doesn't create the real type of problems that comes with this high availability of instant pleasures, that are what the loss of focus, the addictions, the reduced long-term satisfactions, and lower willpower that comes so with we getting accustomed with our brains with so these instant pleasures. And then so, as I've said obviously, you all should start by the problem and instantly try to understand what is the essence, what is the real problem that you're trying to face. It's not just the existence of instant pleasures. In reality, you're just trying to fight the effects of that. And then so what could be the first type of thing that could exist is trying to cut away the effect and not just the behavior. Sometimes it could be hard to take away from the life of the people the existence of the instant pleasers. So instead of trying to cut away the bad effects that have some of the common things that people know that are bad, like DRUG or PORN, people understand that the real bad things of this is the effects that comes with that. But we have not developed enough to understand how we could fight if we kind of take a pill or some specific type of other thing that we allow us to do these specific actions, but cut away the bad things that comes with that. And that's so we evolved to understand that what you have to cut is going so the essence and cut the behavior, and because we cannot just cut the other thing that probably could even be more effective but doesn't exist something that cuts the effects of doing that specific type of action. And then so we have to understand that we have to cut away the has doing the behaviors. And then so now we should break down the components that are basically so our solution is going to be based in kind of discouraging you to do the behaviors using what probably psychology says that is more helpful, is more effective to cut away your willingness to do these behaviors. So first, what are the sources of the instant gratification? So what are the sources that make us so do these behaviors and so creates this type of bad things? So social media, junk food, excessive amount of video games, excessive amount of junk food, excessive amount of social media scrolling, excessive amount of streaming, and excessive amount of consuming short form content. So these all things are things that we praise that if they create bad things, we should cut away or diminishing as much as possible. So you already understand that what you're facing. You now understand what are the sources, so what are the behaviors that they can be classified as the instant pleasures that create so the bad effects. The consequences you already have clarified. That's why we want to focus energy to try to solve the problem, because we understand that loss of focus, addictions, and reduced long-term satisfaction are things that we don't want, and we really understand what we want. So our desired outcome is a balanced life where pleasure is controlled, handling with long-term goals. So basically, what you have to understand: consequences of bad things, what are so these bad things that you try to avoid, and what is the desired outcome, the state that we got. So we have to understand and make created the contrasts, and you have to understand so what are the sources, the roots for creation bad things. And you still have to understand as well what is our methodology. We're going to try to cut away our courage and our willingness to do these behaviors. So what you probably have to look for is understanding how we work, why we have willingness to do it, since it's where you're going to work. You were working in cutting away your willingness to do the behavior. So we have to understand our dopamine reward system. The brain seeks high reward, low effort activities, leading to overconsumption. That's why, because our brain was created in a scarce environment. And by creating a scarce environment, we're making to always searching for more type of pleasures. And so our brain always getting the consume the most pleasure as possible. Because in a scarce environment, we have to get greedy and we have to get attached with the low type of pleasures that we got. But the reality is that we have evolved and we're in a society that sometimes we have even too much of what will be ideal, and our brain has not kind of make a company from the evolution of our society, and then so it still works as we're living in the past, like in a wildlife. And then so what you have to understand, our brain is not adapted to live in a world that we are living right now. And this obviously comes with pleasures, comes as well with stress. You're not willing to always be stressed. And then so now talking about specific about this topic, we have to understand other concepts that so disconcerting the problem. We understand why the problem emerges. Our brain is made to always seek high rewards, and then so we have to understand that if you act in conscious, you're so always gonna have a tendency to seek this type of pleasures. Because what? Hedonic attention as well. What once felt pleasurable quickly becomes the norm, requiring more intense stimulation. So it's not something that remains static, we always seek for more. If just in the past 1 hour of scrolling was good, now it's just satisfying as some as was in the past 1 hour is 5, 6, 7. So it's a problem as well. Opportunic hosts, time spent on instant pleasures takes away from long-term meaningful pursuits. We perceive as more valuable scrolling in social media than doing diets that comes good results in health in long term. So we have understood our body right now. We have so disconcerting the problem. We have understand why the problem is created. We have to make studies, or in that past get information of what others have studied in psychology. Now so we should generate hypotheses of action. What we should understand. By disconcerting the problem, we understand that we're working with behaviors. So probably is enough, is smart. Look for what psychology says that is most smart to do when so we want to cut away behavior. Or we work in making it difficult to be done, or we qualitatively decrease the value by attaching rewards for doing the opposite, or attaching bad things, bad effects that comes with doing the action. So now what we have to do is attaching so good things with doing the opposite of what we don't want to do, and putting bad things whatever you do the action that you want to avoid, and as well making it difficult. So basically now we just have to get each specific type of behavior that we have selected as bad, that is our source of instant gratification, that we should not consume too much, and then so working each well in specific ones, trying so to create this specific approach. So social media, the first one. So what are you going to try to do first? Making difficult to get access to social media. Well, first hypothesis, you uninstall some type of social medias that you have, and so cutting away if you didn't have any type of utility, if it's not something that you use to contact with others, it's something just you kind of use to scroll and see small shortcuts that doesn't provide value for you. Cut, make it difficult. Put pin, put patterns, puts like a pin that has like 50 type of letters, numbers, and it's difficult that you cannot like remember. So put away the paper that has the keyword in a type of place in your house that's difficult to get access to. Is a strategy. Making hard. So say that making now attaching bad things. Say that one thing that you don't like. I don't like to do push-ups. So say that whatever you enter in the social media, you promise, and obviously to create more commitment to the real type of possibility of this bad thing happen when you do the behavior, believing that you exist, or you believe in God. Say that you pray, you make like a promise to God that whatever you do the action, you always gonna do 100 push-ups. And then so these small tricks, it's easy, but the easy, as said in the razor of Hokan, is the best way to approach problems. Junk food, the center approach, difficult to junk food. What do? Don't bring ships to your house, don't bring oils that are bad to you for your house. It's already something that makes it hard to consume. Difficult. Say that whatever you eat some type of bad thing, you kind of do something that you don't like. Again, push-ups. Say that whatever you do and eat a junk food, say that you commit to do some push-ups. It's already something that's useful. Or say that whatever you want, you're feeling that you got to have, you kind of have the willingness to buy it, you kind of have the willingness. Say that if you resist and don't so buy the junk food, you kind of commit that you're going to provide to you something that you like. That can be like playing a bit of video game or doing a specific sport that you like, or provide you that you can like make a specific travel with your cars for some specific place. So it's examples. It's attaching good things from the opposite of what you're trying to avoid, and attaching bad things with doing the act. Or as well, making it difficult is already something that as well cuts away one specific component that we have talked, the opportunity cost of action. And then so we're decreasing our time that we're going to spend on that, having more time and perceiving now other type of actions that contributes to in long term more for our life, like health, having paying time and effort in study, and then so in long term we're kind of making a trade-off, doesn't fall in just in short-term pleasures, and then so investing more in hard in the long term, even if they're kind of a bit more hard to be done. But as well, as I said, that's gonna be, we can work in trying to make action less pro to be done by working what psychology says that makes so action being less pleasurable for us. We can do the opposite. You can also work in making actions that you don't feel like that much of pleasure being good. So sports, saying that whatever you do sports, you allow you to do a music and hear music that you do like. It's a thing that works in the positive outcome that comes with doing action, making so the action being less costful. So say that you buy like a bicycle for a cycle for your house, that so helps you to be more easier to do sports other than just require you to go off from your home. That's because you have a higher likelihood to be lazy. It's simple. It's what psychology says. Three main concepts to work with the behavior. Whatever you want to cut or invest or trying to make it more pleasure, work in how difficult it is to do, or in another term, making it more easier, and the bad things and positive things that comes with the action. So I expect this video helps you, and I expect you as well to help me by subscribing and afterwards seeing other videos. So see you in the next one.